Hello, beautiful people. It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're back again with another video from Charlie Kirk. Let's check it out.
I think that's a bad faith question.
All right, all right.
We'll bad faith actor, man. What's your name?
Miles.
Give it up for Miles. He's
Hey,
disagreeing
Miles,
with us,
how
I
are ya?
imagine, today.
Hey, Miles.
Hey, Rob.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good.
And nice seeing you again.
Good seeing you again.
Yeah, yes, heard. Okay. I don't know. But my question is, when you go to these like events, like major Republican, conservative, is it like now? Do you face some bias when you're speaking, or do you believe some of the stuff that you're actually saying? Because I know you have like good quotes and stuff, but I just feel like when you're like in a sea full of like MAGA hats and stuff, is it not like hard to like speak against that, or do you like actually believe everything that you're saying in a way?
Yes, I do believe everything I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's a bad faith question. I do, because your assumption is that we are insincere in our beliefs. But we're here. The only benefit that we have here to come here today is to talk to people like yourself, because we love our country and we really, really want to make sure that there are things that are happening now that we feel are potentially fundamentally disrupting what has been so great about this greatest experiment in human history, which is this unfettered free speech that the woman that you're supporting, Kamala Harris, and her running mate Walls paper. They said that the free speech, they describe it as a privilege. Now, this is either they're constitutionally ignorant or they're knowingly false, because it is a guaranteed First Amendment right for all Americans. It is not a privilege like a driver's license. When you are born in America, you have the right to speak your mind, and it isn't the nice stuff that needs protecting. It's the stuff that everybody disagrees with. It's the stuff that maybe is not nice, but that needs to be protecting too, because if someone's going to decide what free speech that you say and what I say, if it's going to be the government, they're always going to do what's best for the government. So we need to protect all speech, and I'm going to protect your right to free speech. I'm going to protect your right to vote any way that you want from the highest mountain. Always, I will do that.
Wait, did he really ask if you believe in what you're saying? Because none of this is making sense. Obviously, there are some people that don't believe in what they're saying. They just follow the mind of some people or some group of people, and we know who. So, is it talking about the particular group of people we know is talking about, or is referring to some group of people that just follow what others tell them to do, or follow just because it is convenient?
Um, so in the spirit of hearing ideas that we might always hear, tell us why you're supporting Kamala Harris.
I just like her character more than I like Trump. I don't like it. No.
Guys, give Miles an opportunity to uninterrupted to tell me,
Yes.
because it's fascinating. I didn't know her character was something worth.
I like that she's trying to like work for the middle class. That's what I see a lot, and I think that's what she is.
So yeah, Miles. So I have a question. What has she or Joe Biden done for the middle class in the last 4 years?
No, not too sure about that.
That's okay. So
But I'm like slowly getting there.
No, that's
like,
okay.
Election day, I feel like that's okay. We can like work our way up.
For sure, no, and it takes a lot of courage to come up to an event like this. So let me tell you where we're coming from, and then maybe I can convince you to trade out that hat for a MAGA hat. Just maybe, okay? That's a long shot. We'll see. So Kamala Harris is part of a tradition of career politicians that run very persuasive, sexy political advertisements that are nowhere in alignment with what they've actually done. So let's look at the issues we care about most. I imagine, Miles, you want to be able to own a home at some time?
That's like my main goal. I want to like own
Awesome.
a home.
And good. Honestly, Miles, everybody in this audience should be able to own a home as easily as your parents were. But right now, especially here in Phoenix, it's so out of grasp. When Trump was president, the average mortgage rate in Phoenix, Arizona, mortgage payment was $700 a month. Now it's $2,000 a month here in the city of Phoenix. Said differently, it required $75,000 a year to buy a home in Phoenix when Trump was president. Now it's $135,000 a year to buy a home. You might say, well, Charlie, how is that Biden and Kamala Harris's fault? They decided to spend $6 to $7 trillion of unnecessary government spending right out of the gate that increased asset prices. Additionally, they allowed 10 million people into the country that we didn't account for. That also increases the demand for housing, especially here in this state. So we really care about the ability for you to be able to own the home. And if Kamala Harris is going to do it, she would have done it these last 4 years. Secondly, we care about ending the wars. I bet you're pretty interested in that. War is not. No, maybe.
No. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Let's end the wars.
Yeah. So Kamala Harris has demonstrated and surrounded herself with people that are aggressively in favor of the Russian-Ukrainian war, and the same people that designed the failed wars of Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and Libya. For example, Liz Cheney, Dick Cheney, Leon Panetta, John Bolton. Donald Trump is the only president of an unbroken chain of 32 years to start no new wars and actually bring peace to the Middle East. We did not have any new wars under Donald Trump. And finally, I mentioned this briefly, the border. I believe that everyone in this audience should be given preference above somebody who illegally comes into our country that was not welcome or invited. When Trump was president, we had the most secure border in history. Under Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, we've had 10 million people, and they get taxpayer-funded benefits. They get luxury hotel rooms. They get flights into the interior of the country. And so on those three issues, home ownership, the border, and war, Donald Trump doesn't just say he did. And I would just ask you, you don't have to answer right now, because I know it's hard to get in front of an audience of people like this. Can you show me that anything Kamala has done that shows she's better at Trump than what Trump did on those three things?
No.
Wait, he is supporting Kamala Harris because she's nice. She has a very nice character. And yes, some other person will say, oh, because she's black, or some other person will say, oh, because she's good. And this one saying she's nice and she's relatable to the middle class. Wow, that must be really, really interesting. And then yet, you see somebody that wants to improve your lifestyle, improve the economy, but I mean, you're against the person because the mainstream media or somebody somewhere is telling you don't vote for this person because he is racist, or don't vote for this person because he's a threat to democracy. But you rather vote for somebody with fine face, or vote for somebody because the person is nice. Just wow. Now you understand and you get the reason why he asked that question. Because I mean, he does not even believe in what he is saying, but he rather follows. So the level of at which some people are being brainwashed, I mean, sometimes you wonder if these are real, but up until they open their mouth, then you realize that it is so real. And I've said it before in regards to this election, people are gonna vote for anything other than Trump. Just anything, just because the mainstream media told them not to like Trump, or mainstream media told them otherwise, or something regarding about Trump. So they will rather vote for anything, anybody other than Trump. Voting for Kamala, supporting Kamala because she's nice. Wow.
That's okay. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I want to encourage you to do your research because it is very it's very tempting to fall for propaganda that you just see on TV. I bet a lot of people here in the audience can give you something to think about and something to consider, because Kamala Harris, she does not care for you. She cares about her own political career. Trump is different. Last thing I'll say is this. The guy's been shot multiple times, facing 700 years in prison. They took all of his money from him, his business empire, and he keeps on fighting. There's something about him where he cares deeply about the well-being of your life and your livelihood to put our country first. So, Rob, do you want to add something to that?
I just want to say something that's really important. What's happened under this administration, the Biden-Harris administration, and this affects all of you. They've secretly, not so secretly, put in the selective service back in, and I do not want any of you fighting on foreign soil, any of you fighting on any wars. Any of you. I don't want it. And as far as democracy, they say they're saving democracy. Well, let me just go over this, because Bernie Sanders technically had won in 2016 the Democratic nomination for president, but they didn't give it to him. They used these super delegates to dump him and put in who they wanted undemocratically in the primary in 2016. In 2020, again, Biden lost the first two primaries, and they just made everybody else drop out. And so you had no choice. If you were a Democratic voter in 2020, you had to vote for Biden. The same thing again this year. 14 million people voted for Biden in the Democratic primary, and none of those votes count because they just decided to take him out because they thought they could lose, and they just anointed Kamala Harris with 0 votes. That is not democracy. That is tyranny, and it gives you a little taste of what they intend to do if they remain in power. So I wish you the best. Think about this, and I'm going to give you a hat just in case you want to wear it.
And Miles, let me just ask, what we talked about, those three things, did you hear that previously before in a fair setting?
No, I did not hear it in a fair setting as before, but it's good to be on one-on-one and just like have a conversation about that.
Cool. Well, Miles, I want to thank you for coming up. Please.
Hey, Miles, appreciate talking.
Think about what we said, and
Okay, yes. Let's turn Arizona blue, everybody.
you see, man, that was not the right. I let you off so mercifully. So
Hey, you know what though? We're going to do what's best for you. I mean that. We're always going to look out for every.
I was
Arizona.
trying to find common ground, man. That was.
I know that's.
Yeah, it's just all right.
That's okay. No, but it's totally okay because the difference is between.
I mean, dude, you said turn Arizona blue. You can't answer. You couldn't say 3 words in a row. Okay, so it's like, I asked you one thing. It's ridiculous.
All right, all right.
It's bad faith actor, man. I
all
try my best to find common ground. You say something like that. It's ridiculous. Next question.
Wow. Ignorance is a disease. Like, ignorance is the worst kind of disease or sickness that could ever happen to anybody. You have no idea how brainwashed this fellow is. Just right about now, we thought he was like he knows what he's doing. Obviously, maybe he's going to turn a new leaf, but what did he just do? Supporting somebody because they are nice or because they have fine face, but you're not worried about the economy. Somebody who wants to make a better economy is your problem, but later you turn around and come around to say somebody somewhere is doing you, somebody somewhere is making you not succeed, but rather people are telling you the right message, but because of how brainwashed you are, you don't want to see the truth, you don't want to see the light. His last reaction or his reaction says so much. This one, he cannot be freed. Now, this one, after voting for Fine Face, tomorrow he will come and complain that the economy is not nice. Somebody somewhere is doing him and his ancestors, or how his ancestors struggled, and they are still struggling, and he's suffering from the sins of his ancestors. But you don't want to even liberate yourself at all. The level at which lots of people or some people are being brainwashed is so alarming. Really, it is. And this is supposed to be a college student. That is interesting. It is not surprising at all, but it is interesting. Sometimes nobody is doing you. You are your own problem. All you have to do is look your face or look yourself in the mirror and see who is doing who. But yet again, he just said that he doesn't even know any of her policy, but he still chose to support her. Wow. And this is the exact same thing. Some people would rather vote anything, anybody other than Trump, or support anything other than Trump, just because the mainstream media is telling them or is in their ear. It just it's just crazy. But let me know what you think. I'm sure tons of people have interesting things to share. I would really love you to share that. You can share the useful information you think might be really helpful. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all of that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.